Hi, I'm Jan from Leadoo. We're here to help you to activate your passive website visitors into potential leads. Now, if we were to go into conversion insights. Now let's look at conversion insights. You want to be able to see which bots are converting the best. So you have bot analytics. And within these bots, you can really dive quite deeply into the specifics of how things are working here. In addition to that, one of the key foundations for you and your sales team is the ability to identify who's actually on your website. So this is where the company identification comes through. Let's see this loading a bit. So here, let's look at, this is literally in the last month on Leadoo.com, but let's look at the last 3 months, for example. On here, you can see you can filter by industries, you can filter by revenue distribution. If you're looking to retarget specific companies that are larger than others, you want to create more personalized conversations dependent on the company that is on your website. And within here, you can actually see who's been on your website and what activity they've done on the site. So let's go into this one, Conical, for example. On the right-hand side, you see there's somebody from Conical that's actually hit your website, but they haven't converted yet. You can literally go into each of these records and identify the specific, get a better understanding of who these people are. In addition to that, there's some suggested decision makers within this organization that your sales team could follow up with. And you can also see the journey that they've taken on. So in this particular circumstance, they literally just visited once. So let's look at one where there's been somebody who's visited many, many times. So let's look at this particular one here. Right, so Imix Nebula, sorry, excuse my pronunciation, it's a Finnish company. Their revenue, as you can see, is between 50 and 100 million. They've got nearly 500 employees. Okay, so that most likely hits your ICP. You can see all the decision makers within that business, but then really importantly, you can see all of the different page visits and discussions they've entered into, and do a complete deep dive into these kinds of analytics. The possibilities are pretty endless when it comes to understanding who your website visitors are and what they're looking at. In addition to that, the source insights. So you want to understand what marketing that you're doing is impacting conversions the best. So in here, we can see, let's look at the last 3 months again. Here you can see on Leadoo.com, in the last 3 months, we've had just over 1,000 unique conversions. Fortunately, most of them, 90% of them, have actually converted immediately. And most of that interest has come from LinkedIn activities. And that's what's converting them at the start. But in the middle, throughout the nurture cycle, you want to be understanding what activities you're doing that are impacting that final conversion as well. So LinkedIn may be one of your key platforms that you're using, but as you can see here, there's a lot of activity that we're doing on Google, on Facebook, on other paid social and AdWords that is driving home those conversions. So here you can see how to nurture and what platforms to use and what messaging to use to drive home those conversions in the end. Here you can see the journey insights. Of course, with 89.46% of the first session are converting. With one page visit, I think this is mostly down to the fact that we're getting a lot of visitors coming in from our webinar activities. But also here you can see, for those that don't convert immediately, they on average need about 2 different sessions. There's 37 days between when they first hit our website and when they actually convert. So usually our campaigns and promotional campaigns are in line with that timeline. They need 6 different page visits and 4 different touch points. And then finally, I wanted to show you visitor tracking. Now with visitor tracking, you're able to really sort of understand what people are doing, what are the clear key activities, what pages they're visiting on your website. So in this circumstance, Susanna, she actually converted immediately. So this is a fairly straightforward tracking. And then finally, let's talk a little bit about integrations. If you'd like, we integrate with all major platforms and CRM systems so that your sales team doesn't need to sit in this platform continually. That's a really clear key thing. We want to ensure that when we're feeding these leads, when people are converting, that it's pushed through to the CRM very, very quickly, in real time, so that your sales team can actually follow up on those conversions straight away. So whether it's a CRM, as you use HubSpot CRM, that's a classic integration that we do. We integrate with all different CRM systems. And to conclude, I think if you would like to do a more deep dive into this platform, we're very happy to do that. But hopefully you get a better understanding of the level of visibility that you get within the platform of the visitors that are coming onto your website, how you can impact that activation on your website into those conversations, and really clearly understand your visitors and what they're doing, so that you can really convert not just any old visitor, but all the most ideal visitors or customers that you want to have on your website.